Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another grand spanking new episode of the Bacchanal Podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Akil, live from North Carolina. Even though some people still think I'm in Canada, I'm in North Carolina, joined by my illustrious co-host.
Remember when JV used to do that? What's happening, everybody? K to the C here. Beautiful Bacchanal Podcast. I'm happy to be here. How you feeling, cuz? We got a special guest.
We sure do. Introduce yourself to the streets.
Yo, hey everybody. My name is Cedar Superior, and first time on the podcast here. Thanks, guys, for having me on.
Anytime.
Very excited to talk about some nerd stuff with you guys. You know, it's what I do. So, yeah, actually, like I was saying before the show started, I just finished the Obi-Wan episode, the third episode.
Nice.
So,
did it give you goosebumps?
Look, the show wasn't giving for like the first two episodes. I'm not going to lie, but the third episode may or may not have made up for it. We'll talk.
We'll talk about it in a second, though. How are you? How are you?
Yes.
You know, I'm doing great, excited. I just went to AwesomeCon on Friday. It's like the Comic-Con of Washington, D.C.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it was my first con.
You didn't get conned, did you? You didn't buy a bunch of crap?
I did it.
Okay. Don't ever get conned in the con, you know?
I get conned every time.
But I did a whole cosplay. I actually uploaded a vlog of my experience there on my YouTube channel. So if you're watching, check me out.
What's your YouTube
channel. It's
Plug everything.
See the Superior. Keep it nice and fresh.
Okay.
Now, where does that name origin? Like, where'd that come from? See the Superior.
A funny thing, right? I never did podcasting before until my friend Chris invited me to come on his podcast, which is Unpopular Review, right? Mm-hmm. So shout out to Unpopular Review.
Yeah, what up?
And his name is Chris, and my name is Chrissy, and he already had his name. So of course, we've been friends for a long time, like 11, 12 years. So I'm like, I feel like I'm the superior Chris. So it came out to like, okay, see the superior. So I'm the superior.
So y'all like Justin Timberlake and JC Chazé, huh? Wasn't his name Justin too?
I don't know those guys.
I don't know. They changed his name to JC.
I swear they changed his name. Didn't they change his name? Somebody fact check me. Did they change that man's name to JC? Because I felt like they're like, it sounds like it feels right. It feels like they're like, yo, we can only have one Justin, bro. We can abbreviate that shit. We can only have one.
Yeah, so
you have a YouTube, you have a Instagram, 2 Instagrams. You actually have also a virtual assistant and SM management.
Oh yes.
Talk about it. What's that all about?
So Superior Assistant is my virtual assistant agency where I help business owners with social media services or admin services. So if you are a business owner and you need some help with like behind the scenes tasks, just, give me a call, give me a shout out on Instagram, or you can email me at chrissyc@Superior Assisted. And yeah, that's what that's about.
Okay, that's dope. That's a dope concept, dope idea. I see the client people saying how they gained from it, and that's sick. That's a dope, cool idea, man. Honestly.
Thank you. Yeah, I actually have a couple more client reviews that I have to upload. But yeah, thanks for letting me shout that out.
I hate to interrupt this intriguing conversation, but I did look up his name, and it's Joshua Scott.
Oh, you lied to us.
Why his name Joshua? Where'd the C come from when your name is Joshua Scott?
You know what? Who knows? Maybe his middle name is a C or something. Maybe he just
Joshua
wanted to throw
Scott.
it in.
Shouldn't it be JS?
But Scott could be the last name. Scott could be tricky. It'd be a first name or a last name.
Chazé is the last name, though.
Maybe it's middle name. Maybe his middle name's Curtis or something. He's just like
middle name is Scott.
Oh, Joshua Scott. What's his last name? I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe he has multiple middle names. Maybe he's a little ethnic. Like some of us have multiple
bro,
middle names.
Maybe the streets named him, man. Some of those names don't make no sense.
Ain't no damn sense, man.
Mm. Well, yeah. He's doing well, I assume.
Good for him, yeah. Shout out to JC.
That's what we do here. We go on tangents, all right?
So what's the Uncut X? What is this? On the Uncut.
The Uncut was a social media blog that I did some work for. I still work for them on occasion. They just do like celebrity gossip, very similar to like, the Shade Room.
Yeah.
I also worked for the Industry on Blast, if you ever heard of them. There's been a couple other like celebrity entertainment blogs I did some work for. So, yeah.
Uncut, man. I thought that was like an anti-circumcision blog, you know? You uncut over here, baby. Foreskin, baby. On
2 T's because you measure twice, cut once.
Oh God, that's probably out there.
I thought it was like a group, you know. Hey, you know, we uncut out here, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So you do streaming also, live streaming?
Yes, I do live streaming. Over on Unpopular Review, we do gaming. So Unpopular Review gaming. Mostly I do Switch. So I'm new to gaming. Guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's all good. It's never too late to start.
Yeah, I do mostly Switch games. I'm really into Zelda games. Like ever since I was a kid, I've been into Zelda. Like
Breath of the Wild.
Yes, Breath of the Wild is what I'm playing now. But
Classic.
I'm very much in my soul still Ocarina of Time. Like that's my baby. I still go back and play it.
Yeah. I haven't played that since it was on 64, like prime time.
But it's still good.
I loved it back then, but I didn't appreciate it like I should have back then.
Man.
I never liked the 64 controller, man. My little baby hands at the time, like, it was so weird.
I was in like grade 8, grade 9 around there, so I was like getting busy at the time. I was like, I can't be playing video games. There's girls outside, you know. I had to put the controller down. But GoldenEye, Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Triple Double. You know, those are the 3 right there for sure on the 64. But yeah, that had great music. I remember that. It had the flute when you're playing the flute.
Wait, GoldenEye was Nintendo 64?
Yeah.
It sure was.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I'm tripping.
That was a launch title.
Oh, they had another one on PlayStation, I think, that was like not GoldenEye though. They tried it though. You know, when they try to get a quick little money, it was one of those ones. But GoldenEye is a classic though, for sure.
I was on PlayStation. I didn't get the 64, man. I was Final Fantasy, Tomb Raider, Tomba, all them classics, man.
I got lucky with the 64. This girl bought it for me in grade 9. Ooh, that changed my life.
You finessing women since
oh my God, yeah, that was a love. God bless to you. God bless. I had to hide that thing under my bed because when I was younger, my Super Nintendo got robbed out the apartment, and we moved from gutter Brampton to fucking the east side, and we were around a bunch of like, you know, wealthy people doing well. You know, we had to hit the suburbs. I felt like Fresh Prince and shit, you know. This girl's like, yo, you want it? We're in Future Shops. You want the 64? I was like, do I want a 64? Run that. So, but my mom bought me one. Well, was gonna buy me one for Christmas, but I didn't know that. I was like, I didn't say no to it. So I had it under my bed. I'd pull that thing out, and when everybody's at work, I'd pull it out and play video games on it.
It's not sneaking it.
I don't remember if I kept it or if my mom made me give it back, but I know I had it. I had that in a couple games.
He made you give it back, probably.
I can't remember, but I remember I had that. That's how I got it the first time. I gotta remember that. But no, that was like,
women since the 9th grade. That's all I got from this story.
I was not finessing. I was just like, oh, that looks sick.
You were scared.
People look nice though.
Hey man, people want to bless you. Don't say no to blessings, man. That's all I gotta say.
That's true. That's a fact.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all want to jump into this Obi-Wan since that's a hot topic? You just watched it.
Hot off the presses.
Let me go. Let me fully immerse you in the world of Obi-Wan.
Yeah. Before that, let me let you know where you can find us at the Bacchanal Squad at gmail.com. If you want business inquiries, you want to be on the show, you want to tell us, hey man, I don't like what you're saying, you guys are messing up, or hey, what you said was funny. Let us know on the Bacchanal Squad at gmail.com, or on Instagram and Twitter at _Bacchanal. Or even more, get in the conversation where people are hilarious, killing it, dropping pictures, putting their 2 cents in, getting in the conversation at the Bacchanal fan page. That's on Facebook. That is dominating YouTube. We're on Facebook. We're live. Let's get into this.
We everywhere except OnlyFans. Yeah.
Not yet,
baby. The feet.
I might show a foot.
Right.
I might show a foot, might show a hand. I don't know. Start with the wrist.
They making a killing off them foot pictures.
It's Pride Month, Casey. We might need to start it for Pride Month, man.
Show a cheek or two.
Show a cheek.
Maybe one cheek.
A solidarity.
Look, this one. That's the cheek. This cheek or this cheek? Which one?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, you know, let's show a dimple here. You know, why not?
I got one.
You got one?
Oh, yeah,
I got one. I got one for the culture.
Yeah, good.
All right, Obi-Wan Kenobi, man.
We're doing full spoilers.
We're doing full. Yeah, it's been out. Let's address this Moses Ingram, nonsense, man. Why can't a black woman just live, just exist? Their existence just triggers these nerds, man. The woman didn't do nothing except do her job. And
it's because it's the fan base, the Star Wars fan base. I hate to say it, they're a bunch of racists. And like it is what it is. At this point, it's not something that's coincidental. It's like every time they bring in a minority, there's always an issue. Come on now.
Well, we seen this even with the new Jurassic Park coming out. They released a still with Chris Pratt and DeWanda Wise, and they're like, "Oh, they going woke now. They got a colored in the movie." I'm like, "Come on, man! Like, black existence triggers y'all that much that you know you're hell bent. You can't even watch the show because you're just too much darkness on the screen."
Right, the night skins. Too many night skins.
Anakin Skywalker murdering children. You fine with that? A black woman showing up as an Inquisitor. Oh no!
Yeah, it makes no sense, especially given that it's a sci-fi that has not just different races, has different kind of creatures and everything like that. They're cool with these random creatures, but as soon as you bring a black person in, it's like, what the hell is that? No, it makes no sense.
They had no problem with Jar Jar Binks.
Right, they hated him,
that's it right
but
there.
they accepted his existence.
Like with Star Wars, I grew up watching this movie from the get-go, and I've loved it. Loved Star Wars, but the fan base made me never want to rock a t-shirt. Never made me want to actually have the newer toys. Never, because they were so toxic from when I was in high school and they made the trilogy that came out in the early 90s.
Yeah.
They were downing everything. Like, I was like little and I was like enjoying it. I'm like, these are cool. You know what I mean? These are, in my mind, they're like things that kids and adults can come together and enjoy. These old classic war stories retold into a space symphony. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I take it. But these people are so toxic. They're like nitpicking every little thing, and they just ruined that trilogy. And it wasn't amazing. It wasn't a classic like the original, obviously, but like, it was still good.
Are you talking about the episode 1, 2, and 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they weren't crap movies.
You know what I mean? To like those.
I like the movies, man.
But the noise of these toxic Star Wars fans, like, vamoose, y'all can go. If y'all have a problem with her, get the hell out of here. Good. Make it known. Make your hate known so that this negative energy just reverberates towards more marketing for her, and it brings more. Bring more, because
bunch of angry beards.
Yeah. Just go write your own stuff if you have a problem with where Star Wars is gone or where it's going, whatever.
Facts.
Yeah.
I'm gonna write my own space opera with no colors.
But you know what?
That's what George Lucas did. He made his own thing.
This is something I was thinking about when I was watching this episode, right? The third episode specifically.
Yeah.
When we see Darth Vader come out full drags, right? I'm like, you know how when there's a new Batman movie, they change up the suit and all of that. And I wonder why they don't try to modernize some of the costumes in this franchise. You think the people will just have an uproar?
Yeah, have an uproar because of canon. They got to keep those same 1970s little buttons on his chest. And not even bother. Like, those look so cheap, man.
Yes.
But that's what it is, though.
But that's part of the canon. Like, I feel like they could just shoot whatever device is right there, and his breathing contraption would probably like Halo. Oh, you know what? Nigga got asthma. Oh!
Like, I don't know. I would be here for them to modernize. And keep in mind, I'm not the biggest like Star Wars fan, so I understand if like super duper fans would take offense. But I feel like in order to keep something fresh, you kind of have to like do something different. Kind of like Batman. We have Batman for how many years now? And each iteration has, a fresh take on a fresh look, fresh suit. Even freaking Superman, his suit is changing very little, slightly, but over the years, it's been upgraded. This old bulky suit is given like black crown box, bulky SpongeBob, and I'm
that's
like,
what it is, though. It's one of the originals, and it's
but that's
from
canon.
Samurai, so it's taken from Samurai, so it is kind of it's canon. And they jumped the shark too quick to bring in new stuff in the newest trilogy that we got, that's of the Skywalker saga, and that stuff was supposed to be in the future, our time now, but it all looked old kind of still, so kind of it was like a double negative for those movies anyway. So it was a lose-lose situation. So now I think their strategy is to give us these in-between stories where they could use the nostalgic looks and make these toxic ass old nerds happy while appeasing to us and telling us these cool narratives and stories in between. You know what I mean? So,
but the thing is, one issue when you have to be a prequel, you already know what the outcome is. Yeah. Obi-Wan's not dying.
Yeah.
Darth Vader's not dying until later on. So you know, like the sense of danger that might happen in the show. It's not going to be, you know, nothing too severe.
Yeah,
Leia's just like, he's gonna be all right.
We know Leia's not getting caught.
Speaking of Leia, guys, as I was watching episode 1 and 2, for one, I almost stopped watching because the first 2 episodes were very dry, very like, you know, it didn't have much going on, at least for me. And when Leia, this little actress, come out, for one, I don't know how old she is, but she's not giving 10 years old to me. She's looking like 7, 8,
yeah,
possibly,
she looks much younger.
Right?
Disney's got a long plan for her.
Right. I'm like, hold on, she must be somebody's niece or whatever or something, because what? And the chase scenes, guys.
That's cheesy Disney Star Wars cheese. You know,
I
was like, is this what we're doing?
Yeah,
I was like, what's Lee from what's it, Red Hot Chili Peppers over here doing? Trying to, it just seemed kind of creepy. He's like, come here, little girl.
Yes.
That's so Disney though. That's Disney. It's a kid's show. Like, I don't know.
It's not supposed to be though. It's not really. Is it a kid's show though?
They lynched the dude the first episode. It's not no kid show.
Right.
You don't realize, you don't. What we used to see when we were little was some traumatic stuff, man. And it just went, whoop. When you go back and watch some of these old cartoons and old shows, it's like, I can't believe they were like showing us this back in the day. There are things that were in like Dumbo cartoons that they removed later because they're like, oh yeah, that's pretty racist, you know? It's like, there's things that we've seen, but we didn't, our eyes were so innocent and it was so brand new to us. We're like, you know, we got to give the younger generation a chance to get that intense feeling like, oh my God, they're running after Leia. And you're like 7 years old watching it. It's like, to them, it's probably like the biggest situation, but us, we've seen it before. So we're like, oh my God, she's doing this run. Like, really? They would catch her in a second. Like, us, we're older. So we've seen this route before, you know? Give the younger generation that magic.
It needed some Benny Hill music, like
yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I'm sure one of us older people will edit it and put it on TikTok or Instagram, but let the younger generation get that little heartbeat too, you know what I mean? Like,
it looked like Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
But this third episode was good. I've really enjoyed this third episode.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate Ewan McGregor come back to redo the role, because he was great. Like, he was the highlight, honestly, in the prequels. Like, his performance has always been really solid.
Yeah, he's an amazing actor.
Yeah, and his performance here is really solid as well. So I'm like, I don't know if the show would have performed as well if he had not returned and they had to get a whole new actor.
I don't know.
Let's talk about Hayden Christensen, though. He got the easiest role. You don't even have to talk. You just got to walk. And then James L. Jones is just doing the voiceover from his bed. He just leaning over. All right, what's my line? What my line is again? Okay, all right, cut the check, Disney.
In his boxers.
in his drawers.
No socks.
Nothing wrong with that little remote work. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, get your check, man.
He's doing it. Check just to walk around in a Darth Vader suit, not even speak.
I feel like it was a
whole bunch of this, a whole bunch of hand pointing.
But that's what he did in the first one, right? That wasn't even him in the suit originally. In like the original Star Wars, he was just the voice fan. So this is what he does.
I feel like they used a little bit of Hayden's voice in the Vader voice this time. I feel like it sounds like it's 90% Earl and then 5% Hayden. Like, you could hear like a little bit of younger and then the older. Also,
I can hear that too.
Yeah. So what do you guys think of the episodes? Like, how did you feel? Because my feelings on it was like, for this to be one of the, you know, this character is one of the gems of Star Wars. The budget was it felt like it was kind of lacking in some parts where it shouldn't be lacking. I watched this on my phone and it looked pretty good. I watched some of it on my TV, on my 55-inch. I was like, damn, this really looks like a TV show. And it shouldn't. You know, for something that's this big of a deal of a show, some of it was kind of lacking. But some of it was amazing, you know what I mean? So what do you guys think?
They were using this new technology. It's called like a sphere or something like that, where you're in the dome.
Mandalorian, yeah.
Yeah, and it's the same thing that they did with the Mandalorian, so they can have like a full like 3D atmosphere with green screen. Yeah. So they did all the filming in that, so that could be part of the reason why it looks kind of cheap, but I don't know.
I didn't notice. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know I watched it on a laptop though, but it looked good to me. That's
yeah, good. That's good. Because the trilogy from the early 2000s was done in green screen first time, and that kind of they had nobody to kind of talk to against, so and see the atmosphere. So I was watching McGregor talk about this in an interview, and he said like doing that movie, using all this new technology was like it felt so like brick hard wooden. Because he had nobody to bounce off of, he had no atmosphere to bounce off of, and this dome that they're using now, they could actually see the stars, they could see the whole thing, they could see everything, so it has more of a feel to it, and I see that through the acting. It's just sometimes in the show the budget kind of shows like, but yeah, no, I get it.
It's a great improvement from the trilogies though, or in the first prequels. Several years have passed, so clearly, technology has grown since then.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, I'm not mad at the CGI. Usually, I'm very picky on it, like that freaking Hulk, the She-Hulk thing.
Yeah,
that's a mess. But yeah, for me, it didn't look that bad. But if you have like a keen eye, I'm sure you can like really pick it and be like, yeah, this looks bad.
I felt bad for Obi-Wan the whole show. Like he looked like he smelled like pee every episode. He just looked like he stink. He was working at the butcher beating meat. I was like, oh, you out here beating meat for a living? I was like, look at you. You can't even access the Force. The Force don't want nothing to do with you. You old, you stinky.
He's giving me like young Santa Claus. Like some claymation Santa Clauses. Like, I don't know. I've always just really liked Ewan McGregor. And even though, yeah, he's definitely like the worn down version of the character that we once knew, I still love it. Like, I wish, honestly, I would be here for seeing what happened immediately after the fight with Anakin. Like, what did he do with himself? I hope they
cried.
Yeah, of course.
Oh man, why'd I do this, man?
Yeah, but how did he even end up in this meat packing place? Like, what's the story?
Yeah, he had to get a job to stay close to Luke. So,
but why specifically Luke though? That's weird to me too. Because why Luke?
Yeah, for sure. That's exactly why.
Running rampant in the Star Wars.
Yeah, like I applaud Star Wars for finally giving Leia like some shine in this show. Like it's dope that we're actually getting the angle of Leia's situation and her origin character, and we're getting to see the planet that she's from. Like we only got to see it blow up. We never got to see the beauty of this planet. So like seeing it in the when I saw this movie when I was little, I had no connection to the planet other than it looks kind of like Earth, and then they blow it up. It's like, oh shit, they blew up like an Earth-like planet, so but now you actually see them running around, you see the hills, looks kind of like Vancouver, you know what I mean? It's beautiful. So it's like, okay, that's cool to see.
I like the addition of Camille Nanjiani on the second episode as the scheming fake Jedi with the magnets. Time they have
one of them. Yeah.
I'm tired of him. It was the guy from Eternals, right? Him.
Yeah.
What was he not turning down the Disney bag? And I'm like, I wouldn't either, honestly. I wouldn't either. If Disney repeatedly knocked on my doors offering me bags, I would take it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, dang, he's really in everything, it feels like.
Good for him, man. Stand-up comedian.
Good for him.
He's rocking it. Yeah.
He got buffed just to not show his body. Ain't that some shit? Like, I'm gonna put in all these hours in the gym.
That's smart.
And never show a soul.
He has a great management team. They just fit in they fit in his food and his training for no reason. They just like, he's like, I kind of want to be in shape. Okay, we'll get that in there too. We'll make Disney pay for that. All right.
Right. Personal trainer and nutritionist.
Yeah. Smart guy. He's got it, man. Good for him. I hope he gets more.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just saying that he's a really entertaining actor. Like, he has great comedic timing. I'll give that to him. And I don't think he was really utilized in Eternals to like the way that he should have been. I don't know if you guys saw Lovebirds with Issa Rae and him in it.
Yeah, no.
Great. It's really funny romantic comedy. And yeah, he just has great comedic timing. So even in this role in Obi-Wan, I feel like, he had those jokes in there. But something about it was giving, I guess you're right, it is kind of like a kid show, because something about it wasn't given like, what it's supposed to give. And even in the alley, when he comes to like, right his wrongs in the alley, and they're literally looking like at the stormtroopers or something, they were like, to me, it just seemed just really obvious in this big, huge alley, literally right in front of the stormtroopers, talking all loud. I'm like,
go that way. I have somebody that'll pick you up if you go over there.
It's a kid's show. Honestly, Disney. Yeah, it's a kid's show. But yeah, no. That was cheesy for sure.
One thing I wanted to say, I fully understand Anakin Skywalker's psyche and why he's so angry. Like, this dude, from his perspective, Obi-Wan done took his girl, got her killed, kidnapped his children and hid them, cut off his legs, left him to burn.
Cut off his balls. What are you talking about? Left him alive.
Cut off
he neutered him.
Took looks and legs.
The man's balls off and left him to live.
Oh man,
left him to burn.
Thing right there.
It's his own fault. He told him, "You don't have the higher ground, Anakin." He tried to help him out.
Anakin said, "Bet." Jumped in.
He could have clipped his ankle or something. Didn't have to take the man's nutsack off.
The legs and his nutsacks off, man.
He's lost his mind. He was giving Wanda Scarlet Witch is like just gone off the deep end, so he had no other choice.
And now what he did to stay angry, that same area where he got defeated, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna build a house here so I can be constantly reminded of where I fucked up and how I'm gonna do better. So he just wakes up seeing lava everywhere. He's like, bet I'm gonna kill everybody. And he just killing people. He killing children, women, animals, elderly. You gonna catch hands.
Sons, fathers.
Kids like, Dad. Daddy's like, you're an orphan now.
Yeah, I was like, geez.
No mercy.
They're reminding you why Vader's Vader.
They gotta catch him when he's sleeping. When he taking that little dip. When he in that
snores,
charging and shit.
Do you think he snores in his sleep? Like
he got sure he can hardly breathe. I'm sure the lungs about to give out. Poor guy.
The way
I feel bad for him.
I
feel bad for him.
For Vader.
Because it's like, come on now. He lost all his bits and pieces. Like, he just really needed some mental health advocates in his corner. That's what he needed. He needed a therapist. And
that's what he did. He needed a hug.
Yeah, the Jedis ain't have that on the payroll. No. They're already kidnapping these kids from like 4 years old, forcing them to work.
They ain't good either. The Jedi life is not a happy life. Like I don't know how much more clear they gotta make it. It's a miserable existence.
It's a little cult.
Yeah, it's like being a priest, kind of.
That's why that's why I was scared from them kids hanging around Obi. I was like, no priests and children.
Yeah. Obi said one of my favorite lines Obi said when Leia asked him what's it like having the Force, and he was like, have you ever closed your eyes and been in the dark and then seen the light? How does that feel? And she was like, amazing. He's like, that's what it feels like. That was a dope quote, like in the show. But yeah, no, this show has some definite ill things in it. The Vader part when Obi couldn't help but like realize that Anakin's alive, and he was just like, Anakin, like what the hell? And then Vader, it showed Vader's face directly after. That pan shot was that's classic to me. That was epic. And like the water was bubbling in Anakin's thing because he was so vexed. He was so mad. The water was just bubbling.
This nigga,
he just woke up out of his slumber like, yo.
No, and even the fight scene. I was surprised we got the fight scene so early between Obi-Wan. And Darth Vader. But I have to keep in mind that there's only like 6 episodes or something. So we're like halfway through the series already. And I'm like, but I almost wish that it was just a little more, like, a little more to the fight. Like it was good, but I don't know. I feel like maybe what I feel like is missing was that dialogue. Like even in the third prequel movie, it's escaping me. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right? With him, where he finally gets his legs cut off and all of that.
Yeah.
It was
all three of them.
That one hand.
Yeah.
All 3 of them legs. All 3 of y'all.
The fight scene was so dialogue heavy that you kind of felt what they were like. They could emote like their emotions, but this one, I feel like it was just missing that additional dialogue in my opinion.
I think it's a good thing that it made you feel like you wanted more from a show. Like I think that's a good thing, especially when it has 3 more episodes to go. But they're caught in a place where they can't have too much because we still have to have them meet in A New Hope, right? So there's a weird spot they have to be in. So I think this is going to turn more into the Leia show than the Obi show. But we'll see. You know what I mean?
Leia girl.
I liked when Darth Vader first arrived and like Obi-Wan felt that in his chest. He's just like, oh my God. He's like, like, yeah, heartburn. He's like, I think he's near. Oh my God. He started holding his chest. And then Vader came in with the smooth, cool Jason Voorhees walk. Just he's teleporting. He was teleporting because no way he caught up to Obi-Wan running because Obi-Wan was scared. He's like, oh shit, I killed that nigga.
That's what I like. at this point, and he was sent there essentially to find Leia and bring her home. But he like completely abandoned that mission. He pushed old Leia off the old girl. Was like, here, take her, because I got shit to handle over here. And I'm like, hold on, this is your whole purpose, is to get Leia and help Leia out, not to, get into more beef with Anakin.
He didn't even know that lady's last name. He was like, take her.
Yeah, take her. Please. That's horrible, man.
Yeah.
I like the fire scene when he set that fire and he was pulling him through it. It reminded me of Luke Cage when that guy got set on fire. He's like, fire go banya. With the Jamaican. You know, Tess. I play that video again, but
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. The Luke Cage.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
I missed it. I didn't catch much of Luke Cage. I'm not going to lie. I didn't catch much of it.
You didn't miss none.
That was season 2, right?
Yeah, season 2 is funny with the Jamaican.
Yeah, when you eat, they're going to burn your tongue. When you put on socks, you step in the bathroom, it's going to get wet. He said some kind of shit like that. Yeah, no, this they're doing it. This show is good. I'm enjoying it. It's very good. That's how I feel about all 3 episodes so far. It has moments where it's like, this is like classic, but then it also has those things where it's like, all right, come on, man. Like, this is Disney. Y'all are top tier. Like, we deserve a little better than what we're seeing right here.
Yeah. So. I didn't. Another thing I didn't really like overall, like I said, first 2 episodes were trash to me. 3rd episode was pretty good. This Leia little girl though, I don't know, something about her just seems like, I know that they want to make her this strong character because that's what she is in the movies, but at 10, and she's so
what do you
intuitive.
Mean?
She's so intuitive that she's like, oh, you knew my mother off of some one thing. I'm like, girl, are you?
No, but she's a general. She's literally a Disney princess. Like, she is literally. So like it is actually like I'm actually surprised how ill they're pulling off of Leia. They casted her and they made her look like the baby, she looks just like the woman who played Leia in, like, there's a baby picture of both of them together, and they casted this girl off of that. Like, that is amazing. I think they're showing that she is like this snappy, like spicy, just like she is when she's older. Even though she's kidnapped, she's like, yeah, what are you gonna do about it? Like, she's still like, oh yeah, you're an old man. He's like, what? Like, she's in this crazy situation, but she's still super confident. She's literally like a little princess. It's dope.
I just wish that they made it like so that we get to see her develop into this confident woman that we do see in the movies. But it's like she just starts off confident from the womb.
Some kids are like that though. Some kids are like that. Some kids are like that. I think. I don't know. I like it. I personally like it. It's just, it takes older people to knock it down from
Stranger
them.
Things?
Yeah. Let's talk about Stranger Things.
Yes.
So all in all, I enjoyed these 3 episodes. I would highly recommend checking out Obi-Wan Kenobi. And yeah, that's how I feel about it.
I enjoyed it.
8 out of 10.
I think it was good setup. I think the first 2 episodes, like some people said, were a little slow.
Yeah.
But they really made up for it with the 3rd episode, and I'm excited to see what they do in the future. So we will see. See, you got anything else to say?
You already know how I feel. First 2 episodes, trash in my opinion. I'm just going to keep it real. 3rd episode was good. If they keep the 3rd episode up, if they keep that momentum up, it could be a really great series. But first 2 trash, 3rd one, definitely watch.
All right, let's get strange. And I ain't talking about doctor. I'm talking about children.
Talking about minors.
We're gonna talk about children. All right, Stranger Things season 4, part 1. Would you like? Would you didn't like? I'll go first. Mm-hmm. I felt like they should have gave us half the episodes now, and they made us wait a week to get the other half, because that episode with Steve, when he was getting bit up, I felt that in my soul. I was like, oh shit, my boy Steve, he about to DED. I turned on the next episode. Oh, I'm good. The emotional impact is gone at that point. All my fears are gone. All the anticipation I had for the next episode's gone because it's right there. So I felt like they could have spoon fed us, like give us a couple episodes and then give us another couple episodes the week after. Then say, all right, you want some more? Wait until July 1st now. Like, them dumping all at once. I feel like that's their old strategy, but to keep the conversation going and to have like pivotal moments like where Steve was getting attacked when you're binge watching a show like that, it doesn't have the same emotional impact when you go straight to the next episode and they resolve that conflict within 2 seconds.
I agree. I do think that they are attempting to make that transition. That's why they have like that gap in between the first set of episodes and the final set of episodes, because Netflix was really kind of not built on, but kind of grew from that whole binge watching, idea. And so I guess it's kind of hard to like transition from that if that's what you're known for. Yeah. But yeah, I do agree that there's something about a waiting period that builds up the anticipation and allows for a breather and conversations to build around it. But the first, okay, I was a really, really big fan of Stranger Things. I came into it late. I originally watched the first season in 2020 quarantine, everything was shut down. So I binge watched the shit out of it.
Yeah, nice.
And I'm a really big fan of season 2 and season 3 specifically. Season 4, I don't know if it was me or what, but it was kind of dry, very much dry. Episode 1 was dry, 2 dry, 3 dry. It didn't even start getting undry until possibly episode 4. But I will say, kind of like Obi-Wan, the final episode pulled me in. Even episode 6 and 7 were really good episodes to me. They gave me that old Stranger Things feel. But there was a lot of stuff that happened. We get to see 11 kind of come into her own, independent of her group of friends and the men in her life, pretty much. And I liked seeing a little bit more of her history prior to meeting up with the group.
Yeah,
I will say that. And the CGI thing that they did, again, I'm watching on the laptop, so you guys let me know when you're watching on the big screen.
It looked phenomenal, right? I thought it looked fantastic.
Yeah, when they gave us little 11, I was like, dang, it looks just, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like they're doing deep face.
Yeah,
I feel like they have too many characters this season and too many subplots. I didn't care about. There was a story with Will, the pothead dude, and 11's boyfriend where they go to Dustin's girlfriend's house, and I didn't care about any of that stuff with them going on. I was just like, I cared about Steve's story. With Dustin and the girl. That was good. I liked 11's story. I even liked Eddie, old ass looking Eddie who hung out with the kids that they're framing him for murder. His story was intriguing, but it seems like they don't know what to do with some of the characters. Sadie had what's her name? Not Sadie. What's the actress?
I'm bad with names. I gotta pull up the name.
I gotta pull it up real quick. Pull it up. I got
Nancy. You talking about Nancy?
No, Nancy. She had a good role this season.
Yeah, she had a little arc. I don't know if she going back. She want that old thing back or what? Because
she want that Steve back in her life. All right, I got the characters pulled up. So yeah, Mike didn't really have much to do. Didn't really care for Jim's story in Russia. I'm just like, y'all gonna just beat his ass every day.
I thought that was interesting, but okay.
I was happy when he ate the peanut butter. I was like, you enjoyed that peanut butter, bro. And then they took it from him.
Dude's ass in the shed. I was like, yes, finally some action in this goddamn show.
Max had that's the character. Max had a great story arc. Mike's mom, man, what's going on with her, man? I keep feeling ever since season 2, I was just like, Mike's mom's a little wild, man. You gotta watch her. You gotta watch her around them kids. Mike's
mom's just having a little fun. That's all.
Yeah, too much fun now. You gotta watch her around
the dad. I like the dad though. He's hilarious. He's watching the kid take the food. He's watching the kid take the breakfast. He's like, oh, help yourself, take all. He's like, okay. He's like, what?
He holding her back with that negativity. Even when the police came to their house and they weren't trying to tell the police nothing. He was like, oh, maybe we should throw him in jail or arrest him. I was like, dad thinks dad type of situation.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it just I don't know about him. She need to divorce that man.
Yeah, he don't seem happy. She looking at children because she was looking at Max's brother that one season. I was like, yo,
yes, facts.
Billy was about to get them cheeks that one season. I was just like, she about to risk her whole marriage and livelihood.
The whole housewife crew, they was after Billy. They was all of them wanted that little boy.
I was like, Chris Hansen about to get y'all a little nasty ass.
Take a seat.
Is Will gay? They keep hinting at Will being gay, man. Like all the other like boys in the crew have a girlfriend. They're just like, you don't even like girls, Will. And Will's just like, I want to be a wizard. Like,
he's definitely giving. I think he's definitely gay, and I think he may even have a crush on Mike because the way he was so upset at him for not writing him, and spending so much time with 11, and even the fact that 11 was going through all of these hard times, and he was like just silent about it for the most part, like not even. Like he's almost jealous of her in her relationship with Mike.
I think you nailed it right there.
Yes.
Yep.
So I think he may be homosexual. Yeah.
Season 1, he was a character that nobody really paid attention to. And then he went missing. So they all were like, oh my God, we got to look for him. Like, what the hell's going on? It took them some time to actually start looking for him, if you remember.
Yeah.
They found him. Season 2 came. Season 3, he was a part of it. And this season, it's back to what they were doing. Nobody is paying attention to him really. So it will be an interesting thing if that happens to his character in the next 2 episodes.
I hope they don't kill him off. I was like, do something with him, man. He's just there. He's a warm body.
No, he's not just there.
I think he's there, maybe going to tackle his jealousy towards 11. Because she's not only has the eye of Mike, who I would assume is the person he has affections towards, she is special in a way that he isn't, and he's always it seems like they're always hinting at him not feeling, important in all of that. So the fact that she is like so important to literally everyone because she has these abilities, I think that jealousy in him is just going to rise. And I would love to see how that's handled in the show if they do.
Yeah, without him, he doesn't probably even realize that that's what's going on. He's still learning himself. They're all learning themselves. I think they're all in grade 9, right? So they're all
freshmen.
Freshmen.
They're all figuring. So I think honestly, like 11 and Mike 11 needs to go and figure herself out before she tries to really go out there in the world and because she seems very dependent on Mike and his thoughts of her, So I think she needs to, find herself, know herself before anything also. So
one thing I will add though, Casey, bullying in the 80s hit different, bro. Them bullies in the 80s were out to kill you.
90s too.
They were ruthless. Good God. Yeah. No wonder she had to beat that girl with that skate. I was like, you gotta kill her at this point.
Right. Now she really just threw the milkshake on her in front of her little boyfriend from out of town. First of all, they probably didn't believe 11 that she had a little boyfriend out of town. Because every time a little kid talk about, my boyfriend is from another school, we all knew that was a lie, but she was telling the truth. And when he came and she tried to hit on her man, she was low-key like giving Mike the eye at the roller rink. I was like, look, this bitch gotta go. I don't care.
That's a fight right there.
She was giving him the eye. But yeah, poor 11, and she's had a history of being bullied, as we saw in the last couple episodes, that them little psychic kicks was beating her up on her too. I'm like,
man, she was talking about how her dad died, and they're laughing like, nigga, your daddy dead. I was just like, oh my God.
Heartless, them kids, heartless.
These 80s kids, man, they grow up to be politicians one day.
That's why she got knocked out. That's why she got them roller skates in the face. Yep.
My feelings on this season is that this is honestly the best Stranger Things season I've seen. I'm an 80s baby, literally. So I grew up with these things all around, all these the Back to the Future posters, the Rubik's cubes, you know what I mean? Like I grew up with all this stuff, and the way that they showed all that stuff, they didn't like put it in your face like, oh, we got tie-dye wash, like jeans, like it's just there. It's not like the older seasons where it's like they have to be kind of like extra with it. This one, the only time they did that was when they were like looking for that guy, and they're like, what movies do you think he would watch? And they're breaking down the movies, and they're like, oh, this movie? Nah, it's not him. And that was the only time they were like, this is the 80s, like in your face. And this season, the first episode was amazing because they reintroduced the characters and where they are, because it's been a 2 or 3 year break since we got the last season.
Yeah.
So they were doing a lot of great introduction. They got one of the biggest problems the show had is that they were always in the small town, and they finally grown the show. They're really showing the budget. They've grown. They're in California. They're in the town. They're in Russia. They're all over the place. And it feels like they're actually in these places. So I think getting all these people, showing them all separately, doing the table setting to get the crescendo of the last 2 episodes, which are going to be like 2 hours long, they killed this. I went in just going in to watch 1 episode. It was beautiful that Saturday. I was ready to go out, have a ball, pop some bottles, you know what I mean? But then I ended up sitting there, me and my girl were watching, and the sun went down. We're like, holy, we watched the whole thing.
Really?
I think that this show, they sat down and they figured out the pacing of a show, and they even gave us the old school cliffhanger episode style of an old show, yet doing it on Netflix, which completely shook up the whole television industry, which had a 22-minute span that had 8 minutes of commercials and commercials in between with little commercial breaks of things to keep you interested and making the story cheesy. But they actually made these episodes that were so long, fully palatable, fully entrenching me into this show where I'm like, yo, we just watched 3 episodes. We spent 4 hours. Like, you know how long these episodes were? But they flew by because they had so many characters. I think they gave a great balance to all the characters. Like the Max, she was new from her and her brother just moved, but they made her one of the characters that I liked so much in this. They made all these characters. I think they gave them so much balance and they gave them reasoning to be there. And it made me feel like they were foreshadowing things, like you were saying with the character where he might be gay later, but they're not putting him in the forefront yet because they're saving big things for later. So my personal opinion on this season, I honestly think it's the best Stranger Things season I've seen.
Now,
and it's all good to disagree.
No,
That's great.
I'm gonna have to push back on you when it comes to the product placement, because literally every time they had something from the 80s, it's like a whole cutaway scene. Like if they're pulling out the map, zooming in on the map. If they're pulling out the little light toy, it's like zooming on the light toy. It's like, I don't know, every time they do something that's like distinctly 80s, they make sure you see it. Even when old girl Rusty's girlfriend, they get on that little old school computer. It's like zooming on the computer. Look how it's old. It's like
back then, people didn't have computers. Like even in the 90s, I had a computer in my house in the 90s. When my friends would come over, they'd look at that and be like, hey, what the hell is that? I'm like, it's a computer. They're like, what? Like people didn't, it wasn't like a cell phone where everybody has a cell phone. It was like a weird thing when people had a computer in their house with a printer that took like 40 minutes to print one little document of writing, and it's like going chicka and all this type of stuff.
Even with the map, bro, I'm like, every time they bring out something old school, I feel like they highlight it and make sure they like, hey, you see this nostalgia? You see this?
Yeah. I dig it.
Merch. They're trying to sell that Target merch they have with Stranger Things, like Dusty's hat. You could buy that hat at Target, that thinking cap. They zoomed in on that damn thinking cap, and now you can go to Target and buy the same hat now.
That's smart marketing.
Yeah, do what they got to do instead of raising these daggone prices for.
I felt like this season had too many characters. I stated that before. I did enjoy the season more than season 1 and 2. I think I like 3. I think I like season 3.
I enjoyed 3,
but it was just a lot, man. Like at first, I didn't like Eddie, and then he grew on me. It was one of those situations where the new characters had to grow on you. Like Eddie had to grow on me. The stoner guy that was with Will and Mike.
Yeah, that's why I was doing this.
Oh, that guy's awesome, man. He was trying to clap homegirl's cheeks. Brought me to the van to smoke a little something.
Oh yeah, him. Yeah. And I was happy that he looks like he's a native actor, which we need to see more of in the industry. We don't see enough. So I like that. I love that.
The most Native Americans we saw were in Twilight, and there was a bunch of Puerto Ricans they had. Yeah, a bunch of Puerto Ricans pretend to be Native American.
But you know what? It was opposite for me because I was feeling Eddie, like Eddie's character. I was like, all right, this is cool. This is something new. Like I enjoy Eddie.
Eddie looked 35, man. Eddie looked too old.
Nancy,
man.
Nancy looked 35. Let's not lie to ourselves.
Nancy looked stressed, like she'd been smoking. She probably started smoking once Barb died. Started doing a pack a hour.
Yeah, but
it was all good back then.
Even what's his name, Jonathan, her little love interest boy, he looked grown as hell too. The older brother, Will's older brother.
Yeah.
He don't be doing nothing either, man. Like I just feel like he don't be doing nothing. Like he's just there. He's another warm body for me. I was just like, well, what are you doing? Oh, I drive the car. Well, Stoner guy could have drove the car too.
Yeah, I think it's because they have so many characters that you have to give everybody a little shine, and maybe that's the reason why some of them got to take the back burner on occasion. But he did have a really big arc in season 1, season 2, and all of that.
Yeah, he took a back seat this season.
Yeah, maybe they didn't want to let some of the other characters shine, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at that.
Which character were you guys talking about?
We're talking about Will's older brother.
Will's older brother. His name's Jonathan.
Okay.
I wonder if he's still dating the mom. No, weren't they dating for a little bit in real life? Winona Ryder, him and her were dating.
He was dating Nancy in real life.
No, he was dating Winona Ryder, the mom. I don't know if he went from one to the other.
I think he went from one to the other, man. He a wild boy.
Oh man, what kind of spell is he putting on these ladies?
And he's not even like
man.
I don't even feel like he's like Hollywood handsome, but he out here slinging.
He must be charismatic.
Personality killing it, man. I don't know. They have my boy Lucas playing basketball with the Kobe with the 8.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's dope. You got to remember, they're going to have a lot more characters. These kids just went to high school. They're trying to find themselves. They're finding new friends, trying to do new things, trying to grow as a people. So it's like, it makes sense that they have so many characters in this show now. And they're in different parts of America.
But my brain couldn't handle all that, Casey. I'm special.
But what did you guys think about?
A lot going on.
You've seen the success from Game of Thrones, right? And The Wire. Like, it's only a natural evolution for one of Netflix's biggest shows that was getting so much complaints about, they're just always in this small town, to be like, all right, we're expanding it. How you feel about that? So I guess it's a double-edged sword. You can't make everybody happy, but I like it. I like that they're shooting a shot for that.
How do you guys feel about the villain Vecna and his origin story, and him being similar to Freddy Krueger, and then them being like, you know what? Let's throw Freddy Krueger, the actor, in the show so we don't get sued.
I was talking about him because
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
The actor who was playing, like, was it number one, or that guy, he was given like kind of like the scary Willy Wonka, or like Michael Jackson or something originally when he came into the Rainbow Room. I was like, what is this creepy guy doing? And then he turned out to be like through his art, we're like, okay, he's nice, he's trying to help 11, we don't know what's going on. And then the big twist when
I liked it a lot.
I saw that twist coming. I was like, he too damn helpful.
See, I wasn't sure. I was like, maybe it's 11. Maybe this is like where her powers went. Like it left her and it became like this evil thing on the other side. I wasn't sure where they were going, but then they brought out, number one, this mystical.
I wasn't sure either. I thought that this was in her memories, and I thought he was in her memories. Like, nobody else could see him, but he was in there this whole time, like, kind of navigating her as a little kid. But in the real history of what happened, she wilded out and started just blasting people. That's what I thought happened at first. Because I was always like, 11 is like, she's a big threat. She's a nuke. She's a modern nuke, like the newest version of a nuclear bomb. Like, she's not safe to have around a town. You know what I'm saying? So, like, she could be the bad guy all along. But where they took it was very interesting. The Freddy Krueger thing, that's my guy. Freddy's the homie, you know what I mean? I always loved him. He's my favorite since I was a little kid. Used to be watching it with my older brother and older cousins and stuff, and I'd be like, I'm safe. I'm a little kid. Y'all are screwed. So I'd be watching it. It's so ill the way that they did this with the long nails that he has, similar to Freddy Krueger, going into their mind and hitting them in their subconscious and hitting them in their traumatic essence of what really hit them hard, and taking advantage of that is so Freddy Krueger in their dreams. That parallel that they did, this is like, to me, that's why I got to give this season its kudos, you know what I mean? Because when I saw the little nuances of Freddy, I was like, yo, they're doing like a Freddy kind of thing. And then when they actually brought the guy who acted as Freddy Krueger in, because I was like, yo, whoever this dad is, they got to bring a big actor. They got to bring a big face. And they brought the guy who plays Freddy. I was like, this show right here, man, they are playing my heartstrings right now. So like I was from there, I was like, okay, they know what they're doing. I trust these guys, and they're killing it. The Freddy Krueger thing was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
I like to add that I like the fact that she had to relive her trauma to unlock her superpowers again.
Exactly.
I was like, that's poetic. That's some
therapeutic
justice right there. That's beautiful. Now one thing I want to touch on, what's his name? Vecna or whatever?
Vecna, yeah.
When he was attacking Max and she was listening to a song to like get her out of her trance. I'm gonna send this question to you, see the superior. What would be your song to get you out of that trance if Vecna was coming for you?
That's hard because I listen to a whole bunch of shit, guys. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I listen to a whole bunch of like random genres.
Nice, me too.
Okay, let me see. What's on my top right now? Let me pull it out.
I'm gonna try to come up with my answer while you piece yours together. You, Casey, what Jay-Z song is it? I know it's gonna be some type of, what song is it that's gonna pull you out that trance?
A Jay-Z song? If you want to say like a Jay-Z song, I'll go even more deep cut. A Lonnie Smith, Garden of Peace, Dead President sample. If I heard that, I'd be like, whoa, what the hell? Yeah, Google it. Google that. Get your type in. Yeah. But other songs I would say would probably be like My Boo, that old Southern booty shaking song. I'd be like, what the hell's going on? Let me get the hell out of here. That's one of my favorite songs too. You know what I mean? That would work.
Okay, I think I found it. So recently I've been listening to a lot of Take It. That's been my favorite song as of late. But anything from XXXTentacion, I love. He was one of my favorite rappers before he died. So probably anything specifically off his 17 album. So one or the other.
I got my answer. This will work. Cash Money Records taking over the 99 to the 2000s.
He's backing that ass up.
Boy, I'm out of the trance. I'm looking for some cheeks. I'm looking for cheeks at that point. That was the song right there.
And you know what I thought was interesting in that episode where I would assume, I assumed that, when they put on the headphones, it would just be like, okay, she wakes up from the trance. But no, she actually had to like literally run to the portal, hopefully like hoping to pray to God that she made it. Because, Guy was sending down stuff on her, like stuff was falling from the sky, trying to trip her up. It was like an obstacle course. And
Kate Bush.
Yes.
Shout out to Kate Bush running up that hill. That was the song playing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, was she awake for like days? Like that's what I didn't understand. Like, was the song just keeping her awake? Was she awake for days? I didn't know if she was sleeping or not.
Well, it's not directly like exactly Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
This is more like when the trauma hits you. That's when he has the biggest opportunity. The door opens and that's what he can like get in you. So she could sleep.
Explain more about his powers, because I know when they did like the flashback and he was giving like his evil monologue, they said something about spiders, like he was obsessed with spiders.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I wish they just gave a little bit more, like how did he get these powers? And like, because it's still very confusing to me. He was playing with spiders and all of a sudden they bite him. Did he get the Spider-Man shits? And he woke up with all these powers.
Maybe he's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe it's Maybelline.
Maybe
the name Vecna sounds very Russian to me. I don't know much about that stuff, but
that was some Dungeons and Dragons shit, man. That's where the name came from.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Maybe the next 2 episodes, we got a lot of time for them to do some explaining.
You know who pissed me off? Oh. Dustin, man. He's not reliable, man. Eddie about died. He's like, yo, answer the walkie. Homeboy left the walkie somewhere else. He always.
Wait, Dustin?
Yeah, man, he
Dustin
is not reliable.
The only one saving the day.
Man, he is not reliable.
Dustin's that man. What do you mean?
Several times they'll be like, yo, Dustin, answer your walkie. They about to kill me, bro. Answer your walkie, dog.
He's not exactly like at Burger King ordering a burger here. You know what I mean? This is some big situations a little 12-year-old dealing with.
Dustin be putting it at work. Man. I don't know what you're talking about. Dustin be putting it at work.
Dustin was not reliable this season, man. He put lives.
He's the only one who figured out. He's the only one who figured out about the electromagnetic thing. When the baby gate.
And Lucas would have figured it out, man. Put some faith in the black man.
Lucas is too busy trying to be popular and trying to get that snow bunny.
He's undercover right now. He was undercover brother.
Facts.
Out here just trying to sabotage the bullies.
I was just like, Dustin, you have one job, bro. There was another instance where he was supposed to do something and he didn't do it because he forgot. He was supposed to watch Max and he fell. He's like, oh shit, I fell asleep, y'all. Like, this nigga can't get right, man. Every job they give you out here slacking.
He can't be the brains, and y'all want him to do the footwork and be the brains and pick a side, man.
They gave him 2 jobs. He was supposed to answer the walkie. He didn't do it. He was supposed to watch Max, make sure she didn't go to sleep. He went to sleep. And then
he had a great slumber.
Come on, bro.
He was out. He had the full drool. Like,
they depended too much on him.
I was just watching her. No, you weren't. You sleeping hard. So yeah, he got me mad this season. I was like, bro, you out here dropping the ball. He gave you 2 jobs.
He had more on his shoulders, man.
I like Dustin.
Me too. He's here figuring out everything.
I was like, damn, bro.
He even figured out the walkie-talkie from back in the seasons. Like, he was like, yo, talk to me through this. If
they didn't have Dustin, they would
be done. Yeah, they would have been done.
How do you guys feel about Erica? She's a polarizing character. You either love her or hate her.
Erica is what's it called? His friend, right?
Erica is Lucas's younger sister.
Okay.
I love her.
Erica.
Okay.
I loved her
she's
character.
Annoying. She's a little annoying sometimes.
Nah,
Yeah,
I love that character
man,
from season 3.
She can't have that. Blah blah blah. Some people are like, she reminds me of my sister. So.
I was like, this in season 3, I was like, nah, she needs her own show, or she needs to do more in the next season. And when they reintroduced her in episode 1, when she came with the American flag, like she's the future Black woman, that I was like, yo, oh my god, she's here. This show is over. Like she's about to steal every scene, and she did. She came up to the dude with the curly hair who was talking shit like, oh, this little kid doesn't know shit. She's like, yo, she was breaking all these Dungeons and Dragons things on him, like all these bars, and telling him stuff. And he was like, you should be president. But he was like, you're in. You know, like he had to submit. And he was like, yo, nah, I hope she has a lot to do in the next 2 episodes. And nah, she's one of my favorite characters.
She's annoying, man. I guess it's supposed to be annoying. Like even when the cops were there, like even if you know I'm lying, don't be telling the cops I'm lying, bro. Right, and they're right there looking at me, man.
Those cops are stupid though. They're like, we got the kids upstairs. Let me go check.
The cops pissed me off the most. The cops were. I love the cop actor, the bald black guy. I can't remember his name right now, but anytime he's in stuff, it's always like, okay, it's about to get mixed. He's about to get interesting. But he was just telling this little like brat football player what's going on. The guy's like, my girlfriend's where? You know, and he's like, yeah, and that guy was with her. What do you mean that guy? You know what I mean? Like just riling him up, and then he ended up making the whole town go crazy. This is classic 80s like horror story type of. Halloween 2 even stole this whole trope. You know what I mean? Like he got the town that I don't know if you guys realize, but like the adults never know what's going on.
Yeah.
Nope. This coming up soon. The kids are all going to be united, but the town is about to be on fire. So it's like, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
But speaking of cops, I wanted to shout out that one Jason Bourne cop at the house, the one he was taking out all of the snipers for a good second. But I think they called him like unnamed something or whatever when he ended up passing away. But when they were in the house, yes, and like all of them joints was coming through the house, guns a blazing.
Yeah,
he did what he had to do for a minute.
I was like, he's doing all this for the Glock? How did he I was like, yo, oh man, of course the black cop had to get taken down quick. I didn't even blink, the black cop was down. I was like, come on. one in the chest, one in the rib or whatever. I was like, oh 80s. Man. You know, but yeah, he was definitely that gun had more than 12 bullets in it for sure. But I like that they showed him pull the other magazine out. They gave because there was a point where I was like, how many bullets does this guy have in his gun? But no, they showed a little bit. Yeah, that was a dope scene.
Been a Marine or something because he had training.
Yeah.
Let's wrap this up. Any final thoughts you guys want to get out, or what you think is going to happen in the future with the next 2 episodes that are coming in July?
Did you guys watch the little prequel, or not the prequel, the little preview of the upcoming episodes?
I did not. I didn't know that was a thing.
Ooh, yes. At the very end of episode 7, they show you prequel of what's to come. And I'm trying to remember, I remember specifically seeing some scenes where they had on the Dungeons and Dragon garb. Specifically, I think it was Eddie and Dustin. There was a couple other things where what's his name? Papa was looking in at the space where the gate was created in the facility. I don't know what's going to happen. And honestly, I'm torn on if I believe Papa is a bad character or not. Is he a antagonist, or is he
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. He's a bad guy, but is he really
I think he operates in the gray. He's kind of
yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to see more about Papa. Honestly, he's intriguing. I want to know more about the history of 11 when she was in that facility. I think that would be interesting. And again, like I said, I want them to explore that relationship between Mike, Will, and 11, because there is that underlining bit of jealousy that I sense with Will towards 11, and I wanted them to elaborate on that.
Love triangle.
Mm-hmm.
So with number 1, the reveal showing 11 pull that thing out of his neck, very interesting. Do you think 11 would choose to be neutered in the future, to have control over her powers? Do you think that's something that they could get into later? Because I thought that was interesting that they showed that.
I'm like, the thing is, it's interesting. How does that stop his powers, right? Mm-hmm. And how is it that he just couldn't break it out himself, even if it does stop his powers? How come he just couldn't cut it out or something? Yeah. But yeah, if they had this technology, Yeah, it's weird. How come it's never been used since then? You know, but
Yeah.
I would like more information about that for sure.
So is the solution to go to the upside down and put that chip back in his neck and call it a day?
Possibly.
Yeah, chop his head off like they said when they were trying to get a plan together. Chop his head off.
It don't seem like he moves. It seems like he just stands there, just hit your ass.
Well, he's a spider. What spiders do is they put out a web, and then when something vibrates off of that piece of the web, they go straight to that and they attack whatever they're trying to kill. So he's literally standing there like this, and those pieces of meat coming out of him are spider webs.
But he don't physically move though. He's like, I'm gonna attack you with my brain.
Yeah, he uses his brain, but he goes towards where that vibration is, and that's
I
where
was
he
saying
attacks
he's stationary, so you can sneak up on his ass.
Yeah,
and get his drop on them.
Yeah,
but who created the underside at this point? Did 11 create it when she forced him out? Did he create it as like a last ditch effort to save himself, or was it already there?
I think it was already there.
Yeah,
and she opened it up.
And he has this ability to have so much control in a place that was already pre-existing.
He's been there. He's a general of that big monster that has been around since the first season. Like those other ones, it had the dogs, and then it had the one we saw in Russia that they fought. And then he's above them, and then there's the guy who's above all.
Okay.
So he's like a general basically.
So somebody worse than him.
So he's a kid. He's been there for what, 10 years? He already had mental powers. Like he was already super strong. And then this thing was like, I'm not gonna kill you. I will use you as one of my soldiers to implement my plan because I just seen something outside of my world that I want. You know what I mean? And so he's like, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna use you. And he gave him that, that spider power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why did you wait
so
long to now start attacking them? How come he didn't attack them like the first season? Like they had to take out other people for it to be like, well, just time for me to step in.
I think it was the Demogorgons or whatever. We were sending them. Maybe he just thought that was a big enough, that they can handle it. And you're like, all right, these pawns can't handle it. So
but 11 came out, and then that brought out the all the situations from Stranger Things season 1, right? So when she came, hell came. That's what I think.
Another thing I like to add, his origin story, I hate to bring this movie up, but it reminds me of that Fantastic Four movie with Michael B. Jordan, where they left Dr. Doom in the other dimension, and then he came back warped with powers. I was like, man, that's basically what they do in this season.
Sounds familiar, yeah. That does sound very familiar. What do you guys think is going to happen to characters in the next coming episodes?
Oh, some people going to die.
No, I don't think so. I was waiting for somebody to die. The stakes aren't high enough. The stakes aren't high enough for me. Like none of the main characters really seem to die. It's always like a little side character. Honestly, the person who's most in danger of dying, in my opinion, is the friend hanging out with the mom, the guy who speaks Russian. Yeah, because he's not really the main character, and they always have a thing where they kill off the side ones that's kind of close. So I wish that they had the balls to kill off a main character in this series, but so far.
The final season?
Yeah,
I'm hoping. I'm hoping that they kill off one of these main little kids. Honestly,
I have a theory of who's gonna die. I think.
All right, Casey.
I think Steve is dying in the next.
Leave Steve
episodes.
alone.
I think Steve's gonna die a slow, monstrous death. Have
Steve
you guys
alone
ever watched The Fly? It coincidentally came out in 1986.
Casey, I hate this theory, man.
The same time when this show is based. The Fly is basically like this guy, he goes into a machine that's a teleporting machine, but a fly zooms in there also, and it mutates his body and he transitions into a fly. I think what happens to Steve, he got bit by those things, and his blood got transferred with those bat things, and he's slowly gonna turn into.
Don't you do that, Steve?
A coughing, sweating, face deforming. He's gonna get ugly and he's gonna die. And Nancy Wheeler is gonna be like, "I loved you," and have that dramatic. And he's gonna be
but what's
easy
that gonna do
cough.
love triangle here? They have a love triangle.
Yeah, but she's not with him, and he doesn't. I
think he's job at Family Video. You gonna kill him?
He has nothing more to offer the show. There's nothing more to offer. He used to be the bully. He's grown as a character fully. Everybody loves him. He's the perfect story-written character.
His character arc has to end with him getting the girl.
Pull you To just take your heart and go, oh, they're killing him slow.
I agree. I'm on board. They are killing that little boy. I think.
And it's gonna be one of those cough, easy E. You know what I mean? And his face is gonna start bubbling, and he's gonna be like, "How's my hair?" And you're gonna see like bald spots. You know what I mean?
This is like after he saved Nancy's life or something, right?
Yeah, because he just got out the pool. He had the chest hair. You know what I mean? He's like,
well, don't do that.
He's on top of the world, but he doesn't realize it. Everybody else sees it, but he doesn't see it. They're gonna pull our hearts out with him.
Yeah,
next
so.
Episodes. Yeah, because if Murray dies, we're all gonna be like, I didn't even know Murray. Like whatever.
Yeah.
Steve, the world's gonna stop. The clock. The time's gonna stop for everybody who's watching Stranger Things.
Would you do it?
See,
do it, man.
He's gonna the Fly, man. I'm telling you, he's gonna look like the Fly. It's gonna be like a tribute to the Fly.
Because that little wound head was looking mighty gross.
Pretty gnarly.
When both of you are wrong, I'm gonna replay this image.
I'm happy to be wrong. I'm happy to be wrong. But these guys, they pay too much attention to detail. And when a show based on the 80s comes out, is based in 1986, the same time when a classic 1986 movie came out, I don't know. I don't see them missing that.
All right. I think we're good. But did you guys want to do one more thing?
What?
I'm having a good time.
What you got? Yeah.
I got my rum. I'm drinking. I'm good.
There's a bad trailer I want you guys to watch. You probably already watched it.
Let's see.
We probably won't be monetized once we show this trailer, but it's all good.
I'll cut this out the YouTube part.
Okay.
Or I'll just mute the spots. Yeah, I'll do something.
Yeah, clip it out.
All right, I'm pulling it up right now.
God. The anticipation.
Oh, it's nothing. It's nothing to be excited for. It is nothing to be excited for.
All in all, are you happy with the way that Stranger Things and Netflix has done this season with the breakup of the episodes?
Like I said, episode 6, great. Episode 7, great. The earlier ones, maybe outside of episode 4, were just they dragged for me. I'm not gonna lie. I was finding myself doing other things, not really paying attention because it was just kind of dry. But I'm always here to watch more of it. Like I'm a really big fan of the series.
Yeah.
What in the heck is this?
Did you?
Are y'all ready for this?
Oh snaps! I see the name.
All right, Casey.
It's a CW.
It's awful. Gotham Knights trailer.
There are 30 other rooms in this place to hook up.
Mom, I swear we were just talking.
Thanks.
Harry, we have a drink together?
Right, sorry.
Oh, somebody broke into the good stuff. Your dad gonna be okay with that?
I don't think he'll miss it.
So this is Bruce Wayne's son, and it's not him, Dick, or
Everybody
Damien.
relax.
He's a
I got
random
this.
guy.
Harvey. Turner.
It's Harvey
It's
Dent.
your father. He's dead.
Again?
I have to ask you. Did you know he was bad?
Did he leave me some money?
Yeah.
Look, he's in Supernaturals. I remember
You
him
don't
from
have to keep a secret
Supernatural.
any longer.
Oh,
Must be
yeah.
relief. Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Relief.
My father believed that each of us could become a light and bring a new
Or
dawn to
these
Gotham.
generic people.
Can't imagine what you must be going through. I am gonna
Kinda
find
choppy
out
for me.
This I never heard of him before. Is he
Me
something?
neither.
3 suspects.
Okay, yeah, because I was talking to my friend Jack, and he
Put your
doesn't know who
fingerprints
he
on the
is.
gun that killed Bruce Wayne. It's not.
I hear this is a great audience.
Yeah.
You're just trying to
Yeah,
get
it's frozen. I don't know why.
Oh, it is? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can just see a building.
I try to get.
Y'all ain't missing nothing. Yeah, Gotham Knights is coming out soon, and it doesn't look good.
I'm upset that it's on the CW.
I don't know. Okay, there we go.
It's back.
Okay.
Yeah, outside of the Flash that's been on the CW for forever, they have a tendency to like kill their shows like relatively quickly. But I don't know. I'm gonna watch it clearly because I'm a geek. But
I ain't watching that shit. I don't know none of them people like, hey, I'm Batman's twice removed cousin / son. Like, who are you?
we will find out. We will find out.
They're just milking what the contract they have while they have it. It's clear. CW is like they're holding on strong to that old style of having your commercials and branding deals in between your shows, and just doing shows and putting in like, it's a cool concept, but then putting in these cheap things like the relationship triangles and the growing kid, trying to get the teenage dollar. So this looks like it's their last like ditch effort to throw a Hail Mary to keep that money flowing.
Yeah, I wish it was on like HBO Max or something. Then they can actually like give it like do it justice.
Yeah,
I know it's a video game or something, right? Like there's a Gotham Knights video game.
Let me add to that.
That's what I thought it was at first.
No. Let me add to this real quick. So this trailer was so poorly received that the Gotham Knights video game released a statement saying, "Hey, we have no affiliation with this show. Do not try to include us in this. We have nothing to do with this show."
How embarrassing!
It's a statement on Twitter saying, "Hey, look, we don't have nothing to do with that."
They try to distance themselves.
They are distancing themselves from the show.
That is so embarrassing. That's not a good look, and it's not boding well for Gotham Knights. I think I've seen like a bit of a trailer. I don't know if it was that exact trailer, but there was a trailer at somewhere in the end of it where Batman's little illegitimate son he's taken somebody to the Batcave. But the Batcave is literally just behind like a closet door.
Yep.
You can see the Batcave from like the bottom of the fucking door, like the crack in between. And I'm like, this is goddamn Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, you want me to believe that he has an entrance in that's next to the bathroom door to the Batcave? Get the hell out of here.
That's Bryce. That's Bryce Wayne. That ain't no Bruce. That's Bryce.
Come on now. Behind the closet door. Get out.
Like, yeah, take a right and then you go down, you take a left and then that's the Batcave right there by the bathroom. Ain't no type of secret handle or nothing. It's just right there.
It's not even sealed. Like it's not even.
It's just cracked open.
Yes, you can like look down on the floor and look down into the Batcave. Like
CW, man.
Nah,
CW don't give a damn at this point. Like, fuck it, we're gonna cover. I swear they're on coke. Like, we're gonna release it and we're gonna see what the streets say. They don't care. They don't care.
I'm gonna watch it. They got me. I'm gonna watch it.
I'm not watching it. My time.
Not even episode 1. You gotta watch at least episode 1.
I'll give them 1 episode.
Okay.
I'm good.
I'll review it on the pod. KC ain't gonna watch 1 episode and review it.
You're a bad influence.
You gotta watch it because even if it's
one
bad,
time, bro.
I'll put it on while I'm doing some cardio or something. How about that?
Even if it's bad, it will still be hilariously bad, I'm sure. So I am here to watch at least episode 1.
They fell so far from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Smallville, like CW, man. What are y'all doing? Like,
Buffy ain't part of no CW. Well,
I think they played the
you're right.
replays.
You're kind of they were UPN at one point. You're right. You're right.
But joking. I'm looking at the wiki right now. That's why I'm like, what? How could I be wrong?
No, I think it was on WB.
It was on WB and then UPN after.
Yeah, UPN, the WB both began. Fox Network had started secure strong foothold on the audience, but it's the same conglomerate, and they made their name CW after.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, under
UPN
WB.
used to have all the black shows that didn't last long.
Yeah. But then when they started getting successful, they cut all that stuff out.
They're like, oh,
the
black shows
CW.
like,
but it was it was the CW before it was called the CW. That's why.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
All right, so Superior, it was great having you on the show. Let folks know where they can reach you and all that good stuff.
All right. So thanks you guys for having me. You guys can reach me on Instagram at See the Superior, or on YouTube to check out my Awesome Con vlog. That is also See the Superior. Or if you're in need of a virtual assistant, you can check me out on Superior Assisted. But yeah, I had an awesome time with you guys. Thanks for inviting me on.
All right, thanks for coming by. You're welcome anytime.
Awesome.
All right, folks, that's the Bacchanal Podcast. You know where to reach us. You can send us an email at thebacchanalsquad@gmail.com. On Instagram, Twitter, we are _Bacchanal, BACCHANAL. Anything else, Casey?
Oh, that's everything, man. This was an awesome podcast. I had a great time. Thank you, everybody, for listening. See the Superior. You killed it. Killed it.
See the white superior.
See the supremacist.
See the supremacist. Don't y'all do this to me. No, I'm rooting for everybody black. Don't y'all do this.
See the supremacist, man. And the C is for Caucasian. Caucasian the superior.
Very much black Afro-Latino.
Nice.
All right, y'all be safe. Peace.
Peace.
Bye.